Hey guys, this is Chef Farouche, founder of Indulge Right Foods and RealFoodIsMedicine.com. In this video, I want to share with you a recipe that's very simple, but will also use some of the ingredients that you already have or you will have on your Thanksgiving table. Let's just kind of recycle it, reinvent it, and make a dish that you could use in for many purposes. You could use it as stuffing, you could use it as a side dish, as you could see. But most importantly, I want to point out one thing, that in this day and age, we have things that's already chopped, cut, sliced, diced, ready to go. Yes, it will cost a bit more, but nonetheless, it's very handy and it's very useful, especially if you're trying to save time. So let's get started. I have here some cauliflower rice. I sauteed it with a little bit of salt, pepper, a little bit of oil, nothing else. Okay, the only reason why I sauteed it is because I bought it frozen. So here's another thing. If you can't find the fresh one, which is not always available, use the frozen one, but instead of serving it raw, obviously you gotta cook it up. Now, considering it's Thanksgiving, most of the states gonna be under snow, probably, not here in California, but I'm assuming you're not gonna serve it cold, therefore it won't matter. To this, I'm gonna add, there it goes. I'm gonna add some cranberries. Well, here's the deal. I don't know who decided at some point to add a truckload of sugar into the cranberries and use them as dessert or use them as, I don't know, sweet alternative. I'm not gonna get into it. I know it's traditional and all that, but in this recipe, I'm gonna use them fresh, raw, instead of, let's say, that sour lemon juice, right? So I just chopped it up, and if you're making a big batch, you could definitely use your blender. Just pulse it a few times just to make it the size of the rice, the cauliflower rice. And by the way, you could definitely do this with rice if you want to. I'm just gonna adjust the camera a little bit so you can see in here. Some green onions. Obviously, I've prepped it ahead of time, so I'm not, this video is not gonna be forever. I'm using some cilantro. You could use parsley, you could skip it altogether. Here's the beauty of this. There's no particular recipe. You're just using whatever we already have. So if you don't like cilantro, don't. You could use parsley. You could use thyme. You could use any kind of herbs if you want. You don't want to do that, that's fine. It won't be the end of the world. Skip it. I like it spicy, so I'm going to add a little bit of sliced serranos that are a little chopped up. You could slice them, you could sliver them, you could do whatever you want. Also, I've sauteed some sweet potatoes. Again, it's all the ingredients that you most likely will have. Okay, maybe cilantro is not something you might have on your table, depending on what flavor you're adding to your Thanksgiving meal, I guess. But sweet potatoes, again, you could run into the food processor or slice it, dice it, or you could take out some of the, let's say, roasted potatoes that you're making for your meal, and then just chop them up all again finer, just so it is kind of the same size of the cauliflower rice. The whole purpose of that is when you take a bite, you're getting a bite of everything instead of just pieces of this and the other. Once again, I just sauteed it for a few minutes with some olive oil. You could use butter, you could use coconut oil, whatever you want. You might want to use some sort of oil so that it doesn't burn, but it also caramelizes a little bit, right? And to that, I'm going to add some sliced spinach, raw. If you want to cook it, you can cook it. Doesn't matter. I want to keep as much of the nutrients as I can, so that it is more antioxidant, it's more flavorful. Personally, I like the spinach a little more on the raw side versus cooked. So, to that, you could add also other nuts and seeds. In this case, I have some pumpkin seeds going along with the season. I'm just going to toss a little bit in there. You could do pistachios, you could do almonds, you could do pecans, whatever floats your boat, it doesn't really matter. The whole point is to make it so that it is balanced. You've got a little bit of proteins in here. You've got some, we're gonna add some fat. You got plenty of fiber. This by itself could make also a great vegan meal. So in case you have some guests that are vegan, all I'm gonna add in here is basically, and you also have some complex carbs. Very important. I'm just gonna add some olive oil. I know I'm not measuring. I put probably about, I don't know, quarter cup. A little bit more won't hurt. Don't be afraid of using fat. Then some salt. And crack of pepper. Again, you could use whatever spices you want. You could add some cumin to this. You could add cardamom to it. You could add a little cardamom as well. You could add some coriander. You could add a little garlic. So whatever really floats your boat, go for that. And that's it. And you could use this as stuffing. You could use it as a side. As you can see, it almost looks like a tabbouleh, but it's not. But anyways, you got a complete meal in here that takes about, I don't know, less than 10 minutes to prepare. If you're not, you could use this in different times of the year as well. Just add, I don't know, some of the leftovers of turkey or chicken breast or whatever, that extra protein. Or like I said, you could use it as a vegan alternative. And there you have it. I will be sending you a couple more of these videos for your Thanksgiving table, just using whatever you're going to have anyways on your table, and hopefully you enjoy it. Don't forget to share it, comment below, or reply to this email. And if you have any questions, happy to answer them. I'll talk to you soon.